let's welcome Kathy Holly and Spotlight.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Spotlight tonight. And I have two fabulous guests. I have a wonderful singer, actress, and I'll go on more about her, Kostopoulos, and Denny Berthiaume, who is a performing artist and musician all over the Bay Area. So we're going to get right to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody out there enjoy the show. And I'm going to focus first on Denny. Denny, tell us a little bit about your music. When did you get into music? Years ago or later?
Started at 5.
You started at 5?
Started at 5. My dad was a musician. He was a professional harmonica player. We were living in Chicago. And I just took to it. I think by 7 I had made up my mind this was what I was going to do.
That is just wonderful. And then I understand, of course, you must have left the music dream.
Never did.
No, you
Never
kept it
left
going?
I kept it going. Here I am years later.
Did you have another career before you really got into music as of late?
No. Actually, I just kept on playing music, and then decided that I didn't want to teach music, but I liked school, and I especially liked reading, and I liked literature. So I thought, well, I'll take a couple of degrees in English.
Fantastic. And that's what I was reading about you, that you taught English, and you also have written plays.
Yes.
So not only have you composed musically, but you've written plays. So tell us something about first your plays, because I'm a theater person, and then we'll talk about that.
Well, my dad was always interested in plays, and he was doing radio plays.
Oh, well, we'll talk more about that.
Okay.
And then, of course, you've been composing. And
I started composing when I was about 7.
Really? Tell us about some of the music you've composed. Is it jazz or
Well,
what
it's
is it?
everything. I took 6 years off to write an opera, so I've done a full-length opera, and I've done some song cycles, and I've recorded about 30 CDs.
About 30.
Still out there recording, going into the studio in March. I have a new CD coming out in March.
Well, show me this CD that you have with you.
This CD, this is probably of all the trio CDs, and I've done 4.
Let me hold that up for
2 with this particular trio with Kurt Moore and Chuck Bennett. And this seems to be doing the best in terms of number of CDs that we've sold. I just got an order for some more.
Great.
From
It's called
CD
Prayer.
Baby. It's Prayer for
Prayer
Peace.
for Peace,
It was our
everybody.
first CD in 2007.
The trio.
And then we did another one in 2011, and we're getting ready to do The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, The Wizard. I love The Wizard of Oz, right? So we'll talk more about that.
Wonderful.
And over here on my left is the wonderful Kay Kostopoulos, who's multi-talented as well.
Oh, thank you.
Kay, I am so glad to meet you, and I understand that you not only sing, but of course you are a teacher, an actress. Tell me, where are you originally from? And then we'll talk about that.
Well, I'm originally from Baltimore,
and
Maryland.
When did you get into singing?
When I was a little girl with my family, started singing. That was our entertainment growing up.
And then when did you get into drama? We'll talk about that.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I started acting in high school.
Well, brings me fast forward to the present, and I understand you're doing everything now. Yes, right?
Trying.
So you're going to tell us what you do, Stanford University, and what you do, what you teach. And then, of course, I know you, too, have 2 CDs out?
I have 2 out, and third is about to be released any day now.
I made a mistake in our rehearsal. Well, Denny, we want to hear you live. And I understand that you brought your fingers with you, and we just happen to have a piano.
Some of them. I brought some of them with me, yeah.
And so then you're going to turn around and walk to the piano, but we're just rehearsing, so we won't just take a second. Okay, just tinkle a little bit, or a chord or 2. Fantastic! That was great. Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm going to applaud. Okay. And now, moving right over here to Kay. So Kay, I understand that you and Denny have worked together, but before we do anything else, we're going to watch a video of you performing. Can you set it up? You're working with...
This is with Larry Vocalist.
Oh, okay.
It goes back and forth between the recording session that we did for the CD, View from Telegraph Hill, and also live performance.
And you're singing what song?
Body and Soul.
All right, and then we're going to see that.
Hey,
oh.
Stop. Hold on.
Let's welcome Kathy Holly and Spotlight.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Spotlight. And let's see who's in the spotlight this week. I have two wonderful guests. Over here on my left, I have Kostopoulos, who's a singer and actress, and many other things we're going to talk about. And over here on my right, I have Denny Berthiaume, who is a wonderful musician, composer, will go on, and a playwright. So I'm going to begin this evening talking to you, Denny. Thank you for coming all the way
Thank
down.
you. Thank you for being here.
Tell me, a lot of people don't know about you, and I know that you are a composer, a jazz musician. You also taught English, and you're a playwright. And which came first? The piano,
Probably the music.
the music.
I think I was playing music before I could write. And about the same time, because I was reading at an early age. I was reading at about 3 or 4.
Oh my goodness,
You know, complex
that's
material. You know,
that's amazing. So you're
started
a genius.
playing at 5. No, I'm a working musician.
A working musician. So you started playing the piano then when you were about
5, yes.
And in your family, was anyone musical?
My dad was a professional harmonica player, so when I was growing up in Chicago, he was out on the road, sometimes subbing with the Harmonica Cats and the Borminovich Harmonica Band, and I just took to the piano. And at 7, I must have made some kind of decision that this was what I was going to do. And at 15, when they started paying me to do it,
What a way to make money.
this is
right?
it. This is the thing.
Oh, some of those names, like the Harmonica Cats, that rings a little bell in my head. I
Yes,
don't know, they
and Red
must have been-
Skelton. I know my dad worked with Red Skelton.
Did you ever meet him?
I actually not only met Red Skelton, I conducted his show twice over
You
at the
did?
American Musical Theater Center for Performing Arts.
And was this happening all along as you were growing up?
I conducted that show when I was probably in my late 30s. Actually had a chance to bring my dad and Red together. That was fun.
Oh, I think that's great. So you were raised in Chicago then, primarily?
After leaving Tacoma Park, Maryland, my birthplace, then I spent 5 years in Chicago. Then we came west to San Francisco. So I always think of San Francisco as my home.
So you've been here for many years then in San Francisco.
I left in 1970. I left in 1960, and then I spent 10 years in San Diego. Then I came back to the Bay Area in 1970. I've been here since.
It's a great place to be. And I have to ask you now, I noticed on your resume you've taught English. And so obviously you've had a career doing that.
Yes,
But all through that career, you were playing music.
all the time.
And then, so tell me about teaching English.
Well, I mean, I never wanted to teach. I didn't particularly even like teachers. That's probably that kind of bad boy,
Yeah, we won't tell anyone.
anti-establishment, yes. But I was playing at a club in San Diego, and a former teacher of mine was now a dean of a college and asked me to go to work teaching English at Mesa College. And then Foothill College was interviewing, so I came to Foothill in 70. And they were very kind to me. If I needed a week off to go out and play music somewhere, that was fine. If I needed to borrow their gong, I could do that. So I had these 2 careers going all the time.
That is so great. And tell me about the playwright career.
Well, I
I'm
mean, even
so
at an early
impressed.
age, I was writing little plays. My mother was a professional typist, so she'd type up scripts, and I was just interested in being in plays, writing plays. And I actually wrote my first play about 1991, full-length play, and then did another one and did some short pieces. So I've been working all along as a playwright.
Now, what is the most recent play that is out there?
Well, I'm working on this piece right now. It's a kind of a retro piece on Romeo and Juliet, but it focuses on Paris, who's the intended. But I do have a 1-act play I'm going to show Kay one of these times called You've Never Left This Place.
We're going to both get to see that,
Absolutely,
right? I mean,
absolutely.
the love for theater is just humongous.
And I had it
amongst us.
published, too. I had it published in a journal devoted to 1-acts for monologues
Great.
for men and women at a little place in Lubbock, Texas.
Well, you know what? They're very popular. I know as an actress, you have to always look for monologues and for other pieces to audition
Absolutely.
with, etc. And you told me you wrote an opera.
I wrote an opera.
Wow.
I took some time off, and it's about the guy who's hunting down Dracula, Van Helsing, and it's called Children of the Night.
And it's written for,
It's
obviously,
written for about
mature-
15 people, double cast, sometimes triple cast, and it's got about 4 or 5 major characters.
Now, were you able to perform that?
We did some backers auditions. I keep sending it out. I got real close in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I keep putting it out there. You know?
Well, it's really difficult, to promote all of this.
Yes.
I mean, you're so lucky. And how many CDs do you have out? I just want to tell everybody I'm so impressed.
Well,
with this.
probably around 30.
Around 30.
And I'm just, I don't know.
Oh, my
I never
goodness.
keep track of them. I just keep doing them.
Well, and I have one in my lap
yes,
right
you do.
here. And you
Yep.
said you're very happy with this one. It's Prayer for Peace,
Yes.
everybody. And this you can, of course, buy online.
You can buy it online at my
iTunes.
website. You can get it at CD Baby. You can get it at Amazon.com. There's a
Great.
wonderful store in Oakland that sells CDs. It's called Grooveyard, and
Oh, I
they
love the
always
name.
carry my product.
Well, great. It's Prayer for Peace. It sounds wonderful with the trio.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit, so people out there will know you work as a solo performer.
I do.
And you also work as a duo, I understand.
I work with a guitarist. I work with a flugelhorn player. We just did a CD on West Side Story. And then I work with a wonderful singer, Catherine Seidel. In fact, we worked together last night at San Francisco Jazz Center for a birthday party.
Wonderful. And then you have a trio.
I have 3 different trios, so that if somebody's working, I can go to the other trio. So this particular
Yeah.
trio is working on its 3rd CD. The trio last night's debut CD is coming out in March, and then the other CD is the other trio has done an entire CD of Paul Simon music and an entire CD of Americana, stretching all the way from the Civil War to Stevie Wonder.
Wow, you are a busy person.
I am a busy person.
Yeah. Do you cook too?
I do a pretty good pasta. And,
Good, I just
and
wanted,
a
you know.
good bean soup.
Well,
for
that's
these
great.
cold
That's
winter
great.
nights.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to tell the studio audience where you perform because it's really in the area. We're in Pacifica right
Yes.
now, but you perform at Angelica's in
I
Redwood
do.
City.
863 Main Street.
Great. And then you
Every
also
Tuesday.
every Tuesday night, and you also perform at Chantilly.
Yeah, Chantilly at 3001 El Camino Real at
Charming.
Selby.
Great.
Very near Menlo College.
We have to remember all these things, but they will be flashing those up on the screen. Well, we've talked about your wonderful talent. Now we just happen to have a piano right
Oh my
here on the
gosh,
set.
that's what that is.
Can you imagine? Denny, would you
Who knew?
play us something?
Of course.
And tell us, what is it going to be?
Maybe I could surprise you,
Sure.
and then you could identify
Full
the
of
piece.
surprises.
Yes.
Applause, applause, applause. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
that's it.
Did you recognize the tune?
I have no idea. Oh, wait a minute. It reminds me a little of Night and Day.
That's the one. My version
What
sounds
a
more like day and
great
night, maybe.
choice. Well, I love it, day and night.
you.
It's such a great choice. I want to know something. What is your favorite part of being a musician, do you think? Accompanying singers or doing your thing or both? I know that's tough.
Well, I think the most favorite part is the process of playing, the process of arranging a tune, of composing an original piece of music. I'm more exhilarated by the process of going into the studio more than I am with walking out of the studio with product in my hand.
Well, that's wonderful because you can be very creative in the studio.
Yes.
Right.
And you always find out
And-
things, like in writing a play, you always find out things, or when you're acting in a play, you always find out things that you didn't know that you knew, or you find out things that you never knew.
Well, I know that it's an art to accompany we singers. It is really, excuse me, I mean, it is an art because
It
piano
is.
players who accompany vocalists can't be playing the melody while we're singing the melody. And it's just an art to be able to read kind of what's going to happen next.
Yes.
But I have seen you work in your art at Angelica's with my good friend Connie Ducey,
Mm-hmm.
and then soon with Kay Kostopoulos. who's
Came out
on
for
that.
a second time.
I know, this is great. And I think either way, anyway, it's just great that you're so multi-talented. I want to see the plays. I mean, I want to read
It's
them.
going to happen.
A
It's gonna
play or
happen.
two.
It's going to
And maybe
happen.
we can do Reader's Theater.
I would like that. We could
Yeah.
even have music at it.
Wonderful, we could do that. Now, your next album that you're working on, what was it, Wizard of Oz?
Well, The Wizard of Oz is with the trio that did Prayer for Peace. The CD that's coming out with another trio with Bill Belasco and Chuck Bennett is just a smattering of standards. It's called Three Musicians. The cover is some art by Pablo Picasso. And then the trio that did the Paul Simon CD is going into the studio in March to start an entire music, Jazz Impressions of Peer Gynt, the music by Edward Gregg that I've arranged for trio.
For the trio.
Yes.
Oh, this is so
And
exciting.
I thought about maybe having a professional actress introduce
Really?
each tune by
Oh,
telling listeners
hey.
what is going on in the play.
There might be a job for
There
one
might
of
be
us
a job
there.
for many of you.
I never thought about that, Denny. Well, let's keep that positive thought.
Absolutely.
While I turn to another actress singer. And Kay, it's so great. I'm glad to have you on my show, by the way.
you.
Very
It's
happy you
delightful
could
to
make
be
it.
here.
Because
Thank you,
we've talked,
Kathy.
as we both, Denny and I and you
Yeah.
and me, we've spoken back and forth what we've talked. And it's so great to be here with you because I know you have a busy schedule. You said you came directly from teaching
Stanford,
today.
yeah.
Because tell us what you do. Tell everybody out there what you do at
Sure.
Stanford.
Yeah, I teach in the Department of Theater, also in the Graduate School of Business and School of Medicine. So I teach acting and communication skills to business people, also to doctors, and teach people all over the university how to act and have an appreciation for the process of.
I think
Theater.
that's wonderful. You even work in the Department of Medicine.
Yes, I do.
So
yeah.
doctors.
Yes, I have a
can-
workshop tomorrow with a bunch of doctors.
Oh
That's
my
right.
gosh, I think that's so much
30
fun.
doctors.
My daughter's a doctor,
Oh,
so
she
she would
is.
appreciate that.
Great.
You know, acting and music
Yeah.
really kind of go with medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Some doctors are great singers and great musicians.
They
Well, you know, you can always have two professions, as we all know, right?
Right.
But that's so interesting. And then you studied acting and yourself.
Yeah, I
and
went
you
to American
did an actress.
Conservatory Theater here at ACT in San Francisco. That's
Yeah.
where I got my master's degree.
Excellent
And,
school.
Yeah, I taught there
Yeah,
for quite a
excellent
few
place.
years, and I've been at Stanford for 18 years.
For 18
Yeah.
years. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Now, what about your career as a vocalist?
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing that too all along, or when did you start singing?
No, I started singing later in my career. I mean, I did musical theater much like you did, and but I
Right.
always had a love for jazz. You know, I grew up singing, as I said, with my family. I come from a Greek family, but they saw all the greats passing through Baltimore, where I grew up. My mom saw Ella. She saw Duke.
Oh,
She saw
great.
Frank Sinatra. She saw Desi Arnaz. I mean, just everybody. So they knew all the standards. So they taught me how to harmonize. And when I started singing jazz, I found that I knew most of the songs already. They were
Because you
already
had
in my head.
You'd
Yeah.
heard them since
Yeah.
you were going. And
Yeah.
quite opposite to me, I was listening to Oklahoma.
There you
and,
go.
and Mary Martin and a few
Yeah,
others. And I was
yeah.
listening to all of that when I was growing up. So musical theater was really my
Right.
love, but I learned more about jazz
Yeah.
later, in my
Yeah.
career.
Well,
and I
two of
respect
those,
it, you know.
two of those things, the Peter Pan, Never Never Land, and also Surrey with the Fringe. They're both on my new CD because I do Broadway standards as jazz all the time.
Well, that's it.
So,
I'm
yeah.
now I'm inspired, and I want to show everybody one of your CDs.
Yeah, that's an
this
earlier
is
one.
now. Is this the one?
No,
This
it's
is a
being
different one.
released right now. That one is right before. That's with Larry Vukovich.
I don't have my
wonderful piano
glasses on,
player.
but will you please tell
It's
me the
View
title?
from Telegraph Hill.
View from Telegraph Hill.
And I wrote that title tune with Larry Vukovich.
There you go,
It's about San
everybody.
Francisco.
Composer, vocalist, actress, and it's about San Francisco.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Being a native, I'm really happy that you
Oh,
wrote one. Thank you
wonderful.
so much
Oh.
about the city. I know it's a great city in many ways, isn't
is,
it?
yes.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
But you do write then? Do you continually write? Or was that the one time?
But I work with a bunch of different composers, jazz musicians. I write with Noel Jukes. Several of our originals are in my next album, which is called Exotica.
Exotica.
Yeah, it's because
Great
it's
title.
a very unusual take, different arrangements on jazz standards, and I get to use a lot of my upper range, which I don't use my soprano range very often. So I open up on this one. I bet you got one too, right?
I
You got a little
do.
soprano
I
going
used to
on?
have
I knew
a
it.
better soprano range, but I can hear it in your voice. And
Yeah.
I've been told, yes, somebody said, I
Yeah.
know you're a soprano. Well, I
Yeah.
used to do much more lyric soprano work.
Oh.
But when I did more clubby, traveling on the
Mhm.
road, I think I got it more into using my lower register.
Exactly. That's what happens. You don't
That's
use
what
a lot of
happens.
soprano. in
You don't
jazz.
use a lot of soprano anymore unless you're in a show or some,
Right.
some reason to use it.
Mhm.
But I would love for everyone to see the video. Can we do that a little bit? A piece of the video that that we have of you performing Body and Soul. And I think it would be great because people have to see you. And then if we're lucky enough, we're going to even have a live performance, everybody. So don't you dare turn that TV off or change the channel. Very true. So you're going to set this up, Body and Soul, and it looks like you were in a studio and also
Yes.
performing live.
Right. With Larry Vukovich.
Aha. So we're going to see a taste of it. I think we're going to see just about a minute of it if everybody's getting ready in the back there. So just tell me, you perform too at Angelica's with,
Yeah,
right?
Denny and I.
With Denny and
This
you?
will be our second gig there
Mhm.
together, and
Yes.
we're there on the 2nd of February.
That's right.
It's
coming right
almost
up.
around the corner
That's
We're
here
going to do a
right.
show at 8:30.
at 8:30.
No, the trio will be playing at 7:15.
Yeah.
Great.
Right
Well, this
there in
is
Redwood
terrific.
City, right by Stanford.
Well, I wonder if maybe something happened to the video. Maybe it's not ready yet.
Okay.
If it isn't, well, why don't we get ready to have you perform at the
Sure.
piano?
That sounds great.
And let's have Denny take a seat. And
Cool.
okay, and we're going to get ready here. Live, everybody.
Mhm.
What could be better? Oh, what are you going to do?
We're going to do a song called Small Day Tomorrow.
Small Day Tomorrow.
Mhm. I don't have to go to bed. I've got a small day tomorrow. Small day tomorrow. I don't have to use my head. I've got a small day tomorrow. I can sleep the day away, and it won't cause too much sorrow, not too much sorrow. So tonight this mouse will play. I've got a small day tomorrow. Now all those big wheels with all their big deals, they're gonna need their sleep. But I'm a the sheep. Honey child, tonight's the night. I've got a car I can borrow till the day after tomorrow. We can swing the night away. I've got a big night tonight and a small day Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Kay,
Thank
that
you.
was great. Danny, that was great. I can hear it. It's so great to hear an accompanist like Denny.
Isn't that terrific?
Well,
Danny, you've been working.
always liked working with singers, and especially with Kay.
Oh, thank
Well-
you. Feelings mutual.
See, there we go, everybody. It's just great to have you here live. So forget the video. But you know, I do want to tell everybody that you are on YouTube, both of you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love YouTube, don't you?
Yes.
It's a
yeah.
great way to see what we're
Yeah.
doing. And you're going to tell everybody again that you're performing with Denny.
February 2nd
At
at
Angelica's.
Angelica's in Redwood City. That's right.
And you're teaching
Uh,
every day.
I
or
teach. Yeah,
part-time?
I teach at Stanford pretty much on a regular
She'll be
basis.
appearing at Stanford.
Yeah.
But I would love
And-
to be in one of your classes.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't it be fun?
Well, there's information also on my website about my teaching. It's blackolivejazz.com.
That's right. I remember. It was
Because
a great
I'm
name.
Greek. That's
Before
why.
you,
Black
and I
Olive.
kept saying I thought you would be maybe have a Greek song on your album.
No, great. No, you do though.
Well, yes, I do.
Kathy sings fantastic in Greek. I've got to say,
Thank
I
you.
just loved it.
Thank
I saw
you so
and
much. Well,
heard
you're
her,
my
and
best
it's
at-
amazing.
You're my best promoter. I think, I sing Make the Bed for Two, Srose tu
Right.
somo suyadio,
All
and
right.
Milisemu.
All
I
right.
don't know. Anyway, those are some of the Greek, yeah, I sing in many languages, and you do too.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, one of my favorites we talked about is Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to San Miguel de Allende, I love to sing in Spanish
Mm-hmm.
down there.
Right.
I look forward to it. But it's been so great to have you both on.
Thank you.
And I'm going to try and come and see you at
Oh,
Angelica's.
I
I'm
would
going to
love
try to get you
that.
there in April.
Well, that would be
Yeah.
wonderful.
Absolutely.
That would be
You're on the
terrific.
list. You're
That
on
would
the
be
list.
terrific.
Yay.
All right,
Great.
and I love the way you play, and I think arrangements are so important. And you obviously are a great arranger,
Thank you.
and you too.
Yeah.
No, this is just
I
so
enjoy
great.
composing very much. Yeah.
Now, where else might you work singing, though? I was just going to ask. There is
well-
Angelica's, but then do you have other things coming up?
Yeah, well, I think when this airs, I will have already done my show at Vallejo Jazz Society. I've worked at Sonoma Jazz Society, Napa Jazz Society. Wherever we can get a gig, you know that, Kathy.
That's true.
Wherever we can get a
Well,
gig.
everybody, wherever we can get a gig, so keep that in mind. If
Yeah.
you're having a party, we have lots of good talent right here. Don't waste any time looking. We have a piano player. We have a singer, another singer. Oh, we could even do a one-act play.
We could.
Or,
We could.
maybe improv. We can do. You know what? It's one of my favorites is comedy. Do you write any comedies?
Most of my things are grim.
Or grim?
Yeah.
Well,
grim.
good comedians can be very grim
Yes.
at the same
Yes.
time, I want to thank everybody for being here.
Thank you.
for
Thank you
having
so
us.
much.
Thank you, Kathy.
And I know we're going to wrap up the show pretty quickly. I just don't know what else to say. I've run out of words.
Well, you could always sing something.
Well, you know what? I could, but I think I would love maybe you two to take it out with something. Could you do that?
Well, we could.
Well,
Sure.
what could you take it
Sure,
out with?
Let's see.
Come on.
Let's come up with something. What is it? A Train or something?
A-Train, I like a
Oh,
lot.
boy, that's
With key?
sophisticated.
In the regular key that it's in. C? What is it? That's it.
Here we go, everybody. What a treat.
A good tempo?
Yeah, perfect.
Denny and Kay.
Must take the A train to go to Sugar Hill up in Hot. If you miss the A train, you'll find you miss the quickest way to get to Harlem. it's coming. Listen to those rails a thrumming. Get with it, get on board the A train. You'll find you get where you're going if you hurry. Take it, Denny. Baby,
Yeah, okay.
Oh, hurry, get on now, it's coming. Listen to those rails a thrumming. Get with it, get on board the A train. You'll find you get where you're going if you hurry. Yeah, oh, ooh, babadoo, shababadoolia, oole coo. Shababadoolia, swababadoolia, doo-doo, ow.
Wow. Oh,
Thank you.
that was fantastic. I was going to join you on the end, but and I thought, no, because go ahead, sit down. It's one of the songs I don't sing, but I love telling someone in the band to play it.
All right.
Go ahead.
We'll have to do a duet.
Well, wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah,
I would love that.
Let's work on a duet.
Well, you're
Sounds
going to
fun.
be at the, I forgot. That's right,
I'm
you're at the
appearing
Villa
with you.
Dust. You're
Yes.
appearing with me. Everybody out there, February 1st.
Yes.
Ah,
And then February
second, next day.
Oh, what a busy week.
And the two of
that's
you are
gonna be.
appearing where?
At the Villa Dust restaurant
okay.
once a month.
I know where that is. It's on Ocean. Yeah.
It's on Ocean
Yeah.
Avenue. I'm there once a month. I produce a cabaret night. Well, we call it Supper Club Night. And it's a lot of fun. It's great because I feature many singers, not only myself. And I've watched it grow from people just hearing about it. And now we are packed.
Great.
And I think it's because, and I always have a guest.
Yeah.
And people love that because,
Oh.
it's part of
Well,
of really
thank you for inviting
exposing
me. I'm
good
thrilled.
music. You're very welcome. I'm thrilled to have you, especially after tonight. Now I know what it's going to be. So, and Denny, I work with, at that gig, it's David Mayotki. Do you know David?
I do
I
not.
don't think we, I
Yeah.
think we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pianist from Chicago,
Oh,
actually,
wonderful.
originally. And he's worked with a lot of vocalists. I consider myself a cabaret artist. I like to
Storyteller.
mix the acting with the, more of the, I do funny songs, a lot
Yeah.
of tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
I like that. And then I do, I do it all. I just do whatever.
Sure.
French,
right.
I love to sing in French,
Yeah,
Piaf.
beautiful.
Dietrich, falling apart again. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, we'll wave goodbye because, and I'll get my voice back, I know. It's great to see everybody. Thank you for joining
you.
Spotlight.
Thank you.
If you want to be on the show, you contact me, please. KathyHolly.com. KathyHolly.com. I'm right there. So please, if you want to be a guest, would love to have you. Singer, actress, producer, director.